Hey, what's up guys? It's Jeremy back here again, and I have another video topic for you. Um, Things are going pretty good. Gyms are back open, so a lot of us are getting our workouts in again. It's always a big plus, and one thing I've noticed, a lot of people being cooped up at home have kind of gotten to the point where even if they weren't working out before, they're kind of wanting to get into looking at their health, boosting their immune systems, getting physically active. And so I've been getting a lot of messages, through DM and Facebook and Instagram and stuff. And I get a lot of similar goals and a lot of similar questions. Of course, the big thing is always weight loss. A lot of people want to know how to cut fat and slim down. A lot of the guys want to know how to get bigger. Some guys are just really naturally skinny and want to put on some muscle and stuff like that. So, it all comes back to diet. I mean, you have to do your training, you have to work at it, but you also have to have your diet in check, and that's probably 80% of the battle right there, is one in the kitchen and then what you put in your face. So I want to kind of make a quick video to go over my response to those questions. And like the first thing I always say when somebody asks me, well, what do I do if I want to lose some of my fat, lose some of my body fat, but I also want to get bigger, gain muscle, and so on? I say, well, you got to address it with your diet. If you're trying to lose weight, you're trying to trim down, you're trying to cut, then you need to cut some of your calories out. You need to know what your baseline is, your maintenance calories, and then say take 200-300 calories a day off of that. Try that for a certain amount of time and see where it takes you. If you need to cut more, you can. If you need to add more back, you can. It's not exact science. And that's what I'll advise people on. But the question I get a lot, and I know the information's out there, but people don't seem to always consolidate it in these type of videos, is, well, how do I know what my maintenance is? Or how do I know what a cut would be? Or how do I know what a surplus would be? So basically, guys, with calories, you have maintenance, which is to stay exactly how you are. Like the weight I am right now, to maintain this, I eat at maintenance. If I want to, say, trim down from, I don't know, I would say right now I'm sitting at about 12% body fat, so I want to trim down to like 8%, well then I'm going to have to cut some of my calories out, keep training hard, and lose the body fat, burn the body fat, get rid of it. If I want to get bigger, then I'm going to have to eat more. I'm going to eat in a surplus. Calories in versus calories out. And they're going to say that's a theory. It's not a theory. If you want somebody to scream at you about that over and over again and call you a moron, watch Coach Greg. He's one of my favorites. But it's not theory. It's just basic thermodynamics, You put in less than you burn, you lose weight. You put in more than you gain, typically, over long periods of time. But anyways, that's pretty easy information to digest, but people don't know how to get there. So what I was wanting to go over is kind of what makes up your calorie expenditure in a day. So the main thing, one of the main things, 70 to 80% of the calories we burn during the day is your BMR. Stands for basal metabolic rate. That's the calories your body uses to keep the lights on. That's your basic functions. That's your respiratory system, blood pumping through your veins. All the, electromagnetic activity in your brain and everything, it all consumes energy to keep the lights on, to keep you running. And if you want to determine your basal metabolic rate, there's some questions that can be plugged into a calculator to get you in that ballpark. There's a few different versions. You can find them online. Just Google basal metabolic rate calculator. I took one here, calculator.net had one, and they have several different versions. I've heard the modified, that Harris-Benedict one is more accurate, and that put mine at 1,611 calories per day for, my age, my weight, my height, my blah, blah, blah. All that stuff, just plug it in. So you say, okay, man, that gets us 70 to 80% whole. Well, what's the rest of it? The rest of it is your NEAT, N-E-A-T, non-exercise activity thermogenesis. That is our basic movements, all our stuff to the day, moving around is not exercise. That's me sitting there at my desk, typing in whatever, figures at work. That's me making these hand gestures on this video. just living your day-to-day life, though you burn calories doing all that stuff. Every movement you make, if I sit here, still as a statue, and talk to you like this, and my heart rate never goes up, and I don't move, then I'm burning a little bit less than if I'm moving around and, being super active with the hand motions and pointing at this and moving at that. It takes energy to move around. So that's your NEAT. And then you have your exercise. Okay? And exercise is just that. That's lifting weights. That's your cardio. All that stuff. So you put those numbers together and you come out with your maintenance based on your age, your activity level, all that stuff. And then you adjust from there. Now, there are some good calculators out there to give you a baseline. I'll try to link some below, at least one. I think Mayo Clinic has a pretty good one, but there's plenty of them. And what I'm going to tell you is, guys, plug your stuff into several of them. Take 3, 4, 5 of them and average that stuff out. And be honest about your activity level. I can say, okay, I train 5 days a week, right? And I try to do cardio all 5 days a week. But does that really make me super active? Like the top, whatever, there might be 5 tiers of activity level. Does that make me on that top tier? And I'm going to say no, because with my job, I sit at the desk, I type. And I answer the phone and I type. And I might go to the bathroom, come back, sit down, type some more. I'm not burning a lot of calories during the day at my job, and I spend 8 to 12 hours a day at my job. So, am I super active? Probably not. I had a friend that used to work out with me that was getting, we have the Fitbits and stuff now. I had a friend that was getting almost 30,000 steps a day at work, working a factory job, and still doing workouts with me in the evenings. Then I would say, okay, that person's on that top tier of activity. And I'm not. So be honest about it. That way you get honest feedback from the calculator, because the numbers are the numbers. If I go in there and I'm a big fat guy and I'm at 40% body fat, and I go in and I say, well, I'm super active and blah, 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 so I want to get my, that'll spit out a number really high, like 3,200 calories a day. Okay, I can eat 3,200 calories a day because that's what the calculator said. Nah, that's not how it works. You have to be honest with it. Be honest with yourself. So, while I'm on that thing, fitness trackers, Fitbits, smartwatches. This is a Fitbit Versa 2, I think. Right now it's saying I've burned 3,380 calories today. Have I? Probably not. Probably not. Yes, these things will give you their estimation, but it's based on your heart rate mainly, because it's reading your heart rate all the time. So your heart rate stays elevated. It thinks, this person's burning a lot of calories, this person's super active, so the number goes up. It'll actually feed you a number of calories burned in exercise that maybe not really be exercise. Like the other day we had some stuff that I got really upset about, really angry about for a good long period of my day. And the thing said that I burned like 1,200 calories being just amazingly pissed off. But 1,200 calories is a lot of calories. I did not burn that just by being angry and having my heart rate elevated for a long time. So these things are good as far as like keeping you in check, knowing when you've done more, when you've done less, but definitely not a number to rely on. Now, I have taken that number, kicked it back to what these calculators kick out, the kind of average, see how close it is. Normally, the fitness tracker says that I burn more than my calculator number, but, you can adjust for that as you go. Now, of course, with your exercise, you also have to take into account what kind of exercise you're doing. Like, I lift weights a lot, but if I'm lifting, it's going to say I burn as many calories on this thing doing 2 hours of lifting weights as it would say doing 2 hours of cardio, but that's not the case either. You're burning a lot more calories doing your cardio. These things are pretty accurate with that. If it says you burned, 200 calories an hour of walking incline on a treadmill, right? That's pretty accurate. If this says I burn 200 calories, just training arms, doing curls, work the triceps or whatever, no, that's probably maybe a quarter of that or something. It's not super accurate, but I just want to kind of dial that in for you so you get a little bit of an idea. So you go on there and you get find out what your maintenance is, and then find out if that's your true maintenance. Like, okay, say it says I need 2,500 calories a day, right? So, 2,500 calories a day. So I've got my tracker, and that's going to be flipped because of the camera thing. Whatever, we don't need that. We don't need it. Get rid of that. So you can just listen to me. Say it says I need the 2,500 calories a day. So I eat at that for a month, and I gain 3 pounds. And not just, weighing at the beginning of the month, weighing at the end of the month, but I weigh myself every day under the same conditions and average it out. So I weigh myself 7 days a week, in the morning, fasted, after I've used the bathroom, and I take those numbers. It might be 160, 162, 163, 158, and I average those out, and then my average week by week has crept up, right? Well, I know my maintenance isn't really 2,500 calories. It might be 2,300 calories. So you adjust from there. But you figure out your maintenance and figure out your goal, and then you make adjustments based off that. So say 2,500 works. It is my maintenance. Then I'm going to say, okay, if I want to lose weight, I'm going to eat 2,200 calories a day. Now, it's not going to be perfectly accurate every time. Don't drive yourself insane with this. That's not the point. The point is to be thoughtful, to be thinking about this as we go about our day and our eating. So, yeah, some days you might eat 2,400. Some days you might eat 1,950. And it's not going to be that accurate anyways. There's things you're going to forget, or things that aren't accurate as far as like, oh, this spray that I spray to cook my chicken says 0 calories, but then I spray it for like 20 seconds. I've actually got like 100 calories of spray there because that 0 is averaged down. If it's within a certain threshold, they can say 0, but that's really for like a 1 second spray, and you're done. That's 0. That's not 0. So your number's not going to be perfect, but you learn how to work with it. You learn how to use it as a tool to know whether you have to eat less or eat more. Now, you can refine your goals further. You can learn about macros. I'm not going to go into that because we're already at 12, almost 13 minutes into this. But, I will say that if you're trying to maintain muscle and lose weight, you can do that. You may lose some muscle, but not very much, as long as you're training as hard as possible and you're getting enough protein to fuel your muscles to build. So you need to make sure that you're getting enough protein. So that's the macro I keep up with. You could do calories and you could track protein, and you probably wouldn't have to worry about your carbs and your fats. And I'm sorry for all you carbophobes or all the people that say, oh, I can't have any fats in my diet, or oh, I need to be keto, or I can't lose weight. It's bullshit. It's absolute bullshit. Caloric deficit, lose weight. Surplus, gain weight. You can literally be keto, and if you're eating 3,200 calories on a keto diet and you're only supposed to be eating 2,500 at maintenance, you're going to get fat. Sorry, that's the way it works. Thermodynamics. And then if, you could eat just jelly beans. People ask, well, can I just eat candy and lose weight? Yeah, you can. You can eat, if you're supposed to be eating 2,500 calories a day and you only eat 1,200 calories a day and it's all jelly beans, you're going to lose freaking weight. It's not going to be healthy. It's not the way definitely not the way I would recommend doing it, but you can do it. But anyways, guys, I don't want to carry this out any longer, because it's already one of the longer videos we have up. I hope that helps simplify things. I know it seems like this information's everywhere, but a lot of people ask me this same thing every week, so I want to kind of put it out there in a video and make it easy to understand. So if you have any questions, just put in the comments. I answer those. I've got like 8 followers now, so I have plenty of time to answer your questions. Follow the Instagram, the Journey Unfiltered on Instagram, and of course, like the video if you do decide to watch it, and share it with your friends and all that good stuff, guys. Don't forget to the Redcon 1 deal. My links on the Instagram bio also can get you 20% off all the time with the T20J Hawlik code. That's HAWLIK. A lot of times they have better promotions than that on there, so just put me in as your tier operator. Helps me out in some way. I don't know. I mean, it should. I've never gotten anything from it, but that'd be pretty cool if I did, and I will tell you guys about it. Also, I haven't forgotten about the giveaway thing. If we get to, like, say, 25 subscribers on this YouTube channel, or like 100 followers on the Instagram, I'll give away some of the free Redcon 1 stuff that they've sent me. So, like this hat. That was a freebie. Like the hat. Especially since it's so hard to get a haircut nowadays. Guys, thanks. We appreciate it, and we'll see you in the next video.